Yo, what's good YouTube? SSB Gokai here, and today guys, we finally got an announcement regarding the PATS Part 2 update. Now, there is no release date. I'm not going to insinuate when I think it's gonna come out, just because literally it could come out at any point. It could come out this month, it could come out next month. Again, I'm not gonna try to specify I'm not gonna try to predict an exact time. It's just any moment it can come out. So yeah. Anyways, the announcement was from Gray. So the status. Hi everyone, I wanted to start by informing you all about the current status of the update. Here's the list of what's left. Missions, 80%, techniques, 50%, not 15. Cutscenes, 80%. After this, we'd be doing Okay, so I'm not reading that wrong. That really just says, after this, we'd be doing on extensive testing. Okay, I'm not gonna question it further. So, I assume what they mean is after this, they're going to be doing some extensive testing to make sure everything's in working order. There is no planned update for the final trailer nor the release date. So there you go. There's the confirmation. There is no release date. Now it could come out soon. It could also not come out soon. So keep that in mind. Why? To put it simply, we are severely understaffed. There's a great deal that needs to be done and simply not enough people to do it. We only have a handful of developers who can actively work on the game's aging systems, bug fixes, reworks, and updates at any given time. And that number continues to shrink as some developers shift their priorities. It's important to understand that DBOG is not a full-time job for the majority of our team. Many of our developers are balancing school, full-time jobs, and personal responsibilities alongside their work here. Pushing them beyond their limits would only lead to burnout, which happened within the last month, and departures, which would set the project back even further. We are grateful to for their dedication, and after a period of silence, we felt it was time to be transparent with our community about the very real limitations we are facing. And here's another question: why don't you just hire more developers? Which is honestly a question that people have actually genuinely asked, and we're just going to get to the short answer. The short answer is that we do. However, finding the right fit is far more difficult than it sounds. Developers in this space can be highly inconsistent or come with compensation expectations that simply exceed our budget. An extra layer of difficulty is also how hard it is to work with DBOG's code base, leaving only a few dedicated individuals who can properly assimilate in our team with minor setbacks. It is rare to find someone who is simultaneously skilled, reliable, and budget-friendly. And that's not a knock on any individual developer. It's an honest reality that many other projects in this site face as well. Which, yeah, it's an unfortunate thing. I mean, they're not a big company. They're not like Ubisoft or Bandai Namco or Epic Games, where they have a big ass fucking budget where they can hire the people that they need to make the game and push out updates as frequently as possible. They just don't have the budget to really meet certain expectations, because when people work on certain projects, especially with the type of work that they're expected to do. They're expecting, a fair day's pay for a fair day's work, if you catch my drift. And if that fair day's pay doesn't meet up with what they're expecting with what they did on their fair day's work, it could cause complications. It could cause complications. So keep that in mind. What happened to segmented updates? Now, this is a interesting bit. No matter how we choose to split updates, anything related to transformations will always require an enormous amount of work across races and paths. Unlike other games that can consistently release updates featuring 1 or 2 new forms, DBOG has 14 races, each with multiple paths and variations depending on body type choices and more. The other challenge is balancing fairness. All paths must release simultaneously. If they don't, it creates a significant competitive disadvantage across both PvE and PvP for users of a certain race or path. That is something we're not willing to compromise on. Which, let's just be real. Y'all got, anyone that goes into a public server on a daily fucking basis should easily understand the importance of every single form coming out at the same time. People got pissed off when Super Saiyan Blue didn't come out with Resurrection of F. The reason why they didn't do that is because that would have been the only form to come out. Saiyans would have pretty much, Saiyans that picked God Key path at least, would have been the only race that had a path to form before any other race. And yeah, they're not gonna do that, especially since apparently Super Saiyan Blue is gonna be one of the only transformations to be able to stack Kaioken on top of, which, again, they're not gonna add that right away, but at some point they are. So whether or not, however they're gonna do that, if it does come out right away, if they choose to change their mind on that or not, I don't know. But again, just usually with paths, it's normally an enormous update because you have to add NPCs, you have to add quest lines, you have to add certain mechanics. There's power-ups too. They already said that they're going to add power-ups for the new forms. Not new passives, new power-ups. Big difference. So just, yeah, it sucks that segmented updates kinda got screwed over, but think of it this way. At the very least, we got we got Resurrection of F. Alright, we got pretty much already part of the update. We're just waiting on the forms to come out. That's basically it. The forms plus whatever missions that they decide to release alongside it. So, yeah, segmented updates. Looks like they're not gonna really do that unless it's smaller updates, like sagas and all that. So, yeah, unfortunate, but that is the grim reality of it. Which, yeah, I can already tell you that there's going to be people that are going to be really pissed that segmented updates are kind of just getting put on the back burner now. But again, that's again, you gotta also understand they're understaffed, so they have less people working on these updates. And so these updates are gonna come out slower, and then if they're not gonna push it, if they're not pushing these updates out anytime soon anyways, then at that point, yeah, let's just work on everything else until we get everything caught up. So yeah, that's just my 2 cents. But anyways, Why no sneaks as of late? We do not like or nor want to show any more unfinished content. We have a lot to show, but a lot of it's either missing, tweaks, or details, etc. Summary. We are still working. It takes time. We know we've said this multiple times, but it's not getting easier. We don't have enough people working actively because we can't make it happen. Release date and trailer will not be ready for a while. So there you go. So unfortunately, this will be another month that Paths 2 is not going to be releasing. And it is unfortunate. Before anyone starts picking up their pitchforks and torches, put them down. It is unfortunate. Yes, I hate it when they sit there and put a deadline for something and said that we're going to get this specific thing done by this time, and they don't meet that deadline. Yes, I hate that. They've even said that they hate doing that as well, because when they do end up having a delay, it makes them look like a bunch of fucking liars, and I can tell you right now, they don't like that. Nobody likes that. So understand, they're not intentionally trying to piss everybody off. It's just what's consistently happening. There's not really a lot of control over that. So yeah, just keep all that in mind before anyone starts like posting like hate comments and all that, because again, they're doing the best that they can with the limited personnel that they have. But unfortunately, the best they can is literally the best they can. That's, I know it's kind of weird the way I said that, but it's like that's just what it is. The best they can is literally just the best they can do. So yes, unfortunately, Paths Part 2 not coming out this month. I'm not gonna put my hopes on it coming out this month. Hell, maybe it won't come out next month. I don't know. Maybe they'll prove me wrong. I hope they prove me wrong. Shoot, that's content that I'd like to go ahead and do at some point. But until they release the update, I can't cover Paths Part 2 updates. Dude, like that, once that update drops, I'm farming as much content as I can. I'm getting as much as I can done with that content, because that is where the view starts rolling in. So yeah, the sooner Dragon Generations gets more relevancy, the more I can get more relevancy, and then I can start pushing out that content and then start encouraging my viewership to want to watch more of the other content that I have available. So yeah, so again, like, this is hurting me as much as it just as much as it's hurting y'all, because yeah, it's like the longer it takes for them to complete this update, the longer I have to wait to cover it. So anyways, guys, that's gonna be it. So yeah, I know there's gonna be a lot of I know for a fact there's gonna be a lot of you that are gonna be looking in this video. I'm probably gonna have a clickbait title with a clickbait thumbnail, and I apologize if you guys assumed that there was like some big announcement with the release date and everything, but unfortunately that's not the case, and I merely wanted to try to get y'all's attention and let y'all know where the update's at, which I'm surprised Bobby hasn't like made a video on this. Like, usually when an announcement happens, he's like one of the first people to cover it. And usually he gets the video posted up before I do. At least before I start recording, he gets it posted up. But I don't know. Guess wait later tonight to hear from him. He might have more insight than I do. I don't know. Just wait till then. But anyways, that's it for me. So yeah, just be patient. Wait for Paths Part 2. Do something else in the meantime. Grind your slots. If you haven't gotten your slots to max level yet, you literally have time. You have plenty of time. Alright, if you're complaining about Paths Part 2 not being out, and you're still like level 900 with none of your transformations like perfected and mastered, like, brother, you have shit to do. Like, get to it. Yeah, you got no reason to complain right now. You have something you can do. So, go, shoot, get to it. But for the rest of you, yeah, just play other games. Yeah, Final Stand Remastered, I don't play that game, but apparently they're not doing any better, because they're still like, their community is still waiting on a massive update that hasn't dropped yet. So I don't know, if you want to play Final Stand Remastered, then you play that in the meantime. Otherwise, there's other games. Just play other games if you don't want to play Dragon Generations while you wait for Paths Part 2. That's all I can tell you. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.